Good evening and welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. In an interview at German DW channel, His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs states that the Sultanate's policy is independent. His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs stresses that the Gulf Cooperation Council will continue its march and the dispute will not hinder the cooperation between its members. And Merkel addresses trade and security threats at a Munich conference. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, in an interview at German DW channel, stressed that the Sultanate's policy is independent and based on exerting peaceful efforts to achieve stability and development at once. He said that the Sultanate's stance are fixed towards its brotherly and friendly countries. He pointed out that the disputes should not lead to change in stances, but to lead to reconciliation, adding that Oman would always side with rightness. During the press interview, His Excellency pointed out that the Gulf Cooperation Council will continue its march and the dispute will not hinder the cooperation between its members. So that the Council is still practicing some of the functions through its Secretariat General and working on some agreed technical issues. However, he said the political differences still remain. He added that the Sultanate keeps supporting the efforts of the State of Kuwait to bridge the Gulf Gap, so that these efforts will achieve a breakthrough in future. His Excellency, the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, stressed on the need for international endeavors to resolve the conflict in Yemen, and there must be a common ground for the Yemeni fighting parties to reach a peaceful end for the crisis. He said the country is suffering now from many crises such as starvation and diseases, and international efforts are needed to protect the Yemeni people. He added that the great burden will be on the shoulders of Yemeni conflicting parties. As for the Palestinian issue, His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah said that meetings with the Israeli side resulted in determining some rules which can cement the peace process, reaffirming that the Sultanate is not a mediator, yet the Sultanate is keen to support achieving peace in the Middle East. He added that the Sultanate tries to work as a facilitator to make conflicting parties in better condition to discuss difficult issues. To come our news bulletin. Tour of Oman 2019 started its activities today. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Egypt's army said today that 7 suspected militants were eliminated and 15 soldiers killed or wounded in an attack in the Sinai Peninsula, where troops are fighting the Daesh group. Army spokesman said in a statement the security forces responded to the attack on a checkpoint in Restif, North Sinai, with an exchange of fire. He added that the security forces would continue to pursue the terrorist elements to eliminate them. Chancellor Angela Merkel told the delegation at the annual Munich Security Conference today that German cars do not pose a security threat to the United States, as she appealed for global cooperation on a range of issues from nuclear arms to world trade. Merkel added that they are proud of their cars and so should be, adding that many were built in the United States and exported to China. If that is viewed as a security threat to the United States, then we are shocked. Merkel also delivered a robust defense today of Germany's foreign trade relations and ties with Russia, urging global leaders meeting in Munich to work together to tackle the world's problems. Addressing an audience including Ivanka Trump, daughter of U.S. President Donald Trump, Merkel defended plans for a new gas pipeline from Russia to Germany that he has criticized. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence rebuked European powers over Iran and Venezuela today in a renewed attack on Washington's traditional allies, rejecting a call by Germany's Chancellor to include Russia in a global cooperation efforts.
Along the Euphrates River.
Describing the results of Donald Trump's presidency as remarkable and extraordinary, Pence told senior European and Asian officials the EU should allow or follow the United States in quitting the Iran nuclear deal and recognizing the head of Venezuela's Congress, Juan Guaido, as the country's president.
This is a change in tactics.
Pence's speech was the latest attempt by Trump's officials to put the president's America First agenda into a coherent policy plan. European leaders are troubled by Trump's rhetoric, which they say is erratic and disruptive, citing his decision to pull out of 2015 Iran nuclear deal as undermining an arms control agreement that prevented Tehran from developing a nuclear bomb. President Donald Trump has declared a national emergency for the U.S.-Mexico border after a budget defeat. Trump is moving to secure more money for his long-promised wall by exercising a broad interpretation of his presidential powers that is certain to draw stiff legal challenges. In his emergency proclamation, Trump painted a picture of the border as a major entry point for criminals and gang members and one of the threat's core national security interests. Overall, though, illegal border crossings are down from a high of 1.6 million in year 2000.
When you listen to politicians.
Peking assaulted the Islamic banking entities provided finance amounting to 3.5 billion Omani riyals as of the end of November 2018, higher as compared to 3 billion riyals a year ago. Total deposits held with Islamic banks and with Windows also increased significantly by 11.2% to 3.2 billion Omani riyals in November 2018. The total assets of Islamic banks and Windows combined amounted to 4.3 billion riyals as at the end of November 2018 and constituted about 13% of the banking system assets. The number of commercial activities in various governorates of the Sultanate registered with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry during the third quarter of 2018 reached 158,609 activities, up by 4% compared to 152,359,000 during the same period of 2017. The Department of Statistics at the Ministry of Commerce and Industry pointed out that the commercial activities during the third quarter of last year concentrated in the governorate of Muscat with 33.7% of the total volume of commercial activity in the Sultanate, followed by the governorate of North Al-Baltina with 15.6% and the governorate of Dhofar with 13.5%. The rest of the governorates were distributed according to volume of commercial activity. The number of registered commercial activities in the governorate of Al-Wusta increased in the third quarter of 2018 due to the increase in investments on the special economic zone of Duqm. The 2019 edition of the annual cycling tournament Tour of Oman 2019 started today. 18 cycling teams, each made up of 7 riders, are competing in the 6-stage challenge, which covers 906 kilometers. Defending champions Alexei Kustensko of Team Astana from Kazakhstan will be in the fray, looking to retain his crown and will be the biggest attractions. The 2016 Rio Olympics individual road race champion Greg van Avermaet will be the other point of focus and will provide a stiff challenge to Kutsenko. A total prize money of 101,380 euros, including 11,000 euros for the overall winner, will be up for grab. The overall winner will be the winner of the red jersey for the general individual time classification, while the points competition winner will take the green jersey. The winner of the best young rider classification will take the white jersey, while the most aggressive rider will claim the gold jersey. Now for the general weather focus around the Sultan, clear skies will prevail over the most of the governorates, with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the coast of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be southeasterly to south light to moderate and seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. You're watching this on Oman television. Before we tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. In an interview at German DW channel, His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs states that the Sultan's policy is independent. His Excellency the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs stresses that the Gulf Cooperation Council will continue its march and the dispute will not hinder the cooperation between its members. And Angela Merkel addresses trade and security threats at Munich conference. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom and the studios. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Good night.